Hi everybody, it's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching today's video. Today's video is called How to Trim a Dog's Nails at Home. In today's video, we're going to talk about ways that you can make your dog comfortable enough to let you trim his nails. We're going to talk about step-by-step instructions on how to do the trimming, and I'm also going to talk about what to do if you cut a nail too short. So I hope you find today's video helpful. If you do, please go ahead and give it a like. It really does help YouTubers when you do that. So we're going to go ahead and start on the video. If you have not been here before, my name is Deborah. I own this website, PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and we're going to use this article called How to Trim a Dog's Nails at Home from the website to guide us through today's video. I'm going to give you a link to this article in the description box, and I'll also give you a link to everything that we talk about in the description box. So go ahead and relax. By the way, if you have not been here before, I do several videos a month all about the care and health and training of dogs and cats. So if you have a pet that you would like to receive continuous help with, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks so much. Now, about clipping your dog's nails, whenever you take your dog to the vet, don't hesitate to just ask, could you do a quick nail trimming? If they have time, they'll do it, or one of veterinary aides will do it for you. Some veterinarians will let you go ahead and bring your dog in periodically to go ahead and just have their nails trimmed. But you can also learn how to trim a dog's nails at home. And trimming a dog's nails does not have to be difficult if you learn how to do it safely and correctly. And don't hesitate also, when you're at the vet with your dog, ask your dog to just quickly show you. I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing just a 5-minute little tutorial to quickly show you the best way to trim your dog's nails. How to make your dog comfortable with nail trimming. There are a few things that you can do to kind of ease your dog's anxiety about this, especially if you've never trimmed their nails before. The first thing to do is to handle their feet. It is best to start handling your dog's paws, especially when they're puppies, on a regular basis to get them used to touching their feet. Just when you're laying with them, when you're petting them, when you're playing with them, just touch their paws. Just touch their paw, hold the paw for a minute, wiggle the toes. Don't ever irritate them. Let them go when they want, but let them get comfortable with you messing with their feet, okay? Now, these are things that you should do over a period of several days before you're going to try to clip your dog's nails for the first time. Also, let them check out the clippers. Don't just pull these weird things out of a drawer and then all of a sudden come after your dog with them. Lay them out on the coffee table if you want. Just let the dog see the clippers. Let the dog explore and sniff the clippers. And then you might want to take the clippers and touch each paw with the clippers. Now, when you start touching the dog's paws with the clippers, have some treats nearby. So touch a paw with the clippers and give a treat. Touch another paw with the clippers and give a treat. Then go ahead and squeeze the clippers so they make the sound that they're going to make when you clip. And when you do that, again, give your dog a little treat. The thing that you want to do is you want your dog to associate the nail clipping with treats. You want to set the tone for this as a positive experience for your dog, and to just introduce this slowly and keep rewarding with treats all along the way is the best way to do it. Again, start slowly. You should start maybe trimming just one toenail. I know it sounds silly, but the first day, come trim one toenail. If they allow it, give them a treat, okay? Maybe the next time, it could be the very next day, it could be later that day, but you might want to be careful. You might want to just do one day at a time. The second day, you might be able to do 2 toenails, or you might get lucky and be able to do that whole paw, right? The next day or a couple of days after, maybe you're allowed to do, this paw and one toe on this paw. Do you understand? Just do it slowly, a little at a time. And each time the dog pulls away from you, let him pull away. But if he has let you trim even one paw, go ahead and give him the treat. Okay, so again, you're just making this positive association. You don't want to hold down the dog. You don't want to force the dog. You don't want it to be a negative experience at all. You're just very gently, very gently and slowly. I can't emphasize enough. Do it slowly. Also distract them. This is an absolutely brilliant idea. I had never heard of this before, that I got from the American Kennel Club. I'm going to give you a link to their article that goes into more detail about trimming your dog's nails. I'll give you the link to that in the description box. But they said distract your dog while you're trimming your dog's nails. Let him lick peanut butter from a silicone lick mat. Look at this. I'm giving you the link for this on Amazon. It's like this silicone mat that you can stick to the wall, put some peanut butter on it. I don't know about your dog, but you know, most dogs will be like, oh, peanut butter. They don't care what you're doing with their paws. Okay, so I don't know if you have to clean your dog's ears, or if you have to brush your dog, or if you have to trim your dog's nails, if you have to do something to your dog, I think that's an excellent idea. I'm going to give you a link to go ahead and get one of those on Amazon if you want. Now, how to cut a dog's nails. I did want to include a step-by-step video. I included one from CHEWY.com where this girl walks you step-by-step on how to trim the dog's nails. But let me go over a couple of things with you, and then after you're done with this video, go ahead and watch this one if you want to. I'll give you the link to it. You want to choose nail trimmers that you're comfortable with, or you might just choose whatever clippers your vet suggests. You can find them on Amazon. I'm going to give you a link. You'll see there's a whole bunch of different kinds. And again, if you don't know which ones to get, ask your vet. You might also just get a pair similar to the ones the girl is using in the video. It's also a good idea to have STYPTIC powder nearby to stop bleeding in case you cut a nail too short. Now, I've actually seen veterinarians use this throughout the years as they've been trimming toenails for my pet. If you trim the nail too short, we're going to talk about that in just a second, it will start to bleed. And STYPTIC powder, you can get just a little thing of it, and what you do is you apply it to the end of the nail and it will stop the bleeding. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that in just a minute, but get your clippers, and if I were you, get the STYPTIC powder. It is not expensive, and for me personally, when I'm doing my pet's nails, it just makes me feel more confident that I've got that in case I cut a nail too short, right? So again, go ahead and watch this video for step-by-step tutorial. Now, what you want to do is you want to grab your paw, grasp the paw gently, and then you push backward kind of on their foot like this, and you'll see it'll make the claws stick out. And that's when you can really see the nail. And then only clip the very tip of the nail, okay? Just like the pointy part. And then don't forget their dew claws. That's the claw on the inside of the dog's paw down here. So just trim the very tip of the nail. You don't want to trim past the curve of the nail, okay? Because once you get past the curve, you might cut into what's called the quick. The quick is the part closest to the paw, and it has blood vessels. So if you trim too short, not only are you going to hurt the dog, but it's going to start bleeding. It can get infected and that sort of thing. You want to be careful about this, because if you hurt your dog, especially the first or second time you're trimming their nails, they're going to be extra scared of you. So, you know, I know you probably just want to trim them short so that you don't have to trim them for a while, but at least until you get more experience, just cut the very tip off. So you and your dog together can get more experience with this. And then as you're more experienced, you could cut a little bit more off. But I say err on the side of caution here. Now, again, if you do cut too short, you can use the STYPTIC powder. You can also use flour or cornstarch. STYPTIC powder is so inexpensive that I just get that. And what you do is if you cut the paw too short, you're going to pour some of the STYPTIC powder onto your finger and press it onto the tip of that claw, and try to hold it for a few seconds, and it'll stop that bleeding. Now, if you can't get that bleeding to stop within a few minutes, please call the vet and ask for further instructions, okay? And then you're going to want to kind of keep an eye on that. You know, make sure that that area doesn't get infected or anything. But honestly, I think the best thing to do is err on the side of the caution and just cut the very tips. Like I said, at least until you're good at it, right? Now, how often should you trim your dog's nails? This depends on a couple things. First, it depends on how quickly do your dog's claws happen to grow. And also it depends on the dog. If you have a dog that's regularly at the dog park, you walk them down the street every day, you walk them on the sidewalk every day, then that's going to help to keep their claws kind of ground down. So they're not going to need theirs to be trimmed as often, maybe not at all. If you take your dog on a paved path every day for a run, that might be enough. They may never have to have their nails trimmed. But if you have a little lap dog, or if you have a dog that mostly stays inside, or if you have an elderly dog that really isn't out on the sidewalk or out on the pavement, then their nails are going to have to be trimmed more often. Now, how do you know when it's time to trim your dog's nails? If they're standing on the floor, like a kitchen floor or a hard floor, not carpet because you can't see, if their claws are touching the floor, okay, so here's the dog's paw. If the dog's claws keep growing, they curve down like this, and then tap, 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 they're clicking on the floor, okay? So if they're cut shorter, they come up a little and they're not touching the floor. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of stupid the way I'm showing you, but that's how you know if they're getting too long. If they're on the floor, then they probably need to be trimmed up a little bit. Now, I do hope that this helps. Now, I know from my own experience that it's hard not to get nervous when you're cutting your pet's nails, especially if you're doing it for the first time. But take it from me, you can do it comfortably. If you've been here for any of my cat training videos, you know I recently adopted a feral kitten named Whiskers. And I've had him for about 4 or 5 months now. And he lets me trim his nails. And again, the way that I did it was I just, I got the clippers out, I put them on the coffee table, threw him on the rug. He's like, hey, so he's checked him out. He's not afraid of the clippers anymore. And then I would just go up to him and I would wait until he was just like relaxed in his kitty bed, just relaxed, right? And I would just go up, which I knew from the beginning because I've been a pet owner for so long. I've been messing with his paws since I first got him. Anytime he's near me, I'm messing with his paws. So he was already used to me touching his paws. And then I literally just one day, I walked up with a clipper, I picked up his paws, and I clipped one nail. And he pulled back, and I walked away from him, and I didn't try again till the next day. The next day, I was able to do the whole paw. I was so excited. He let me do the whole paw. And then the next day, he let me do another paw. And now I'm to the point where I've done it about, I think, 3 times so far. Now I'm at the point where he'll let me comfortably do 2 paws. We can go ahead and do 2 paws. Then he's had enough. He doesn't want to do it anymore. Now, whether we'll ever get to the point where he'll just let me sit down and do all 4, I'm sorry, did I say 2 claws? I meant 2 paws. I don't know if I said that correctly. I don't know if he'll ever get to the point where he'll let me just sit down and do all 4 of his paws, like let me trim all his nails in one sitting. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I'm satisfied with 2 paws at a time. If he'll let me trim 2 paws tonight and I'll do the 2 paws tomorrow night, that's okay with me. And again, make it a positive experience, love, smooch, 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 little treat, Make sure that it's a positive experience for your dog, or at least not a negative experience for them, okay? And again, remember that it takes time, it takes practice for you and your dog, and so just be patient and do it slowly, and eventually you and your dog will be experts at this, and you'll be able to comfortably do this. Also, I did want to just give a quick disclaimer on this particular video. I am not a veterinarian. I got my information from the American Kennel Club and PetMD. I'm going to give you the links to their articles. I'm also giving you that link for that demonstration by CHEWY.com. And again, always ask your vet if you're nervous. Ask your vet to show you how to do it if you're nervous, okay? Now, if you have not been here before, just a couple more things. I donate to animal charities. I do peoplelovinganimals.com as my job, and I donate 10% of all of the commissions that I earn on the website and also on this YouTube channel to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So again, I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, please go ahead and give it a like. Please go ahead and comment. I would love to know what you thought of today's video, or if you have any questions, or if you would like to come back and report that you've tried this and let me and everybody who's reading the comments know how it went for you. Maybe you could give some more tips, maybe for people who are nervous, right? So I would love it if we could go ahead and help each other in the comment section. Again, if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and please share this channel with your friends and family who have a cat or a dog, because they might appreciate the information as well. Again, thanks so much for watching. I hope I've helped. Again, my name is Deborah. My website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.